Given that the measure of angle 4 equals the measure of angle 7, prove that angle 5 is congruent to angle 6. We have this picture, so let's label the picture. 4 is congruent to 7, so that means that 4 and 5 have to be congruent because they are vertical angles, and 7 and 6 also have to be congruent because they're vertical angles. So if 4 is congruent to 5, and 7 is congruent to 6, and 4 and 7 are also equal, that means that 5 and 6 have to be the same. So let's put that into a proof. First, we need to state our given. The measure of angle 4 equals the measure of angle 7. And that's given. I'm also going to get the angles that I want into my proof. To do that, I'm going to use vertical angles. So, angle 4 is congruent to angle 5 because of the vertical angle theorem. You could also state what the vertical angle theorem says. Vertical angles are congruent. I'm also going to say that angle 6 is congruent to angle 7, again because of the vertical angle theorem. And now, something important to note is that most of our properties deal with equality. So I already have that the measure of angle 4 equals the measure of angle 7. I should probably also say that the measure of angle 4 is equal to the measure of angle 5. And the measure of angle 6 is equal to the measure of angle 7. And that's just because of the definition of congruence. Next step, I'm going to start substituting. So I'm looking here, here, and here. My goal is to say that 5 and 6 are congruent, so I want to get them in the same equation. So I'll start by saying that since the measure of angle 4 equals the measure of angle 7, and the measure of angle 4 equals the measure of angle 5, then the measure of angle 7 has to equal the measure of angle 5. And that's because of the substitution property. Now I'm looking here. I have the measure of angle 6 is equal to the measure of angle 7. The measure of angle 7 is equal to the measure of angle 5. So by the transitive property of equality, the measure of angle 6 has to be equal to the measure of angle 5. So the transitive property of equality. Now, technically, I want to prove that angle 5 is congruent to angle 6. So I'm going to say that angle 6 is congruent to angle 5 because of the definition of congruence. And then finally, I need to alternate the order of the statement. So I'm going to say that angle 5 is congruent to angle 6 because of the symmetric property. Property of congruence. There are several different ways to complete this proof, and again, this is just one of many ways that you could do it.